Conceive, believe, achieve.
This is former UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael Bisping.
Paddy the Baddy here. You're listening to Combat Sports UK.
And you're watching Combat Sports UK.
What's going on, fighter fans? Rob Smith back again for Combat Sports UK. I'm here with Octagon lightweight fighter, Shem Rock. Shem, how are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. Nothing to complain about. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm very good. And then, so you're fighting out on Next Gen MMA in Liverpool, and that as a gym, you guys are absolutely killing it at the moment. Last night was a brilliant night. You got George winning over in Octagon, Luke Riley winning. You got Adam Cullen doing very well. Paddy, Molly. You got a great gym over there. When you train in that environment, how much does that evolve you as a fighter?
If you've got ambition to improve, if you've got the willpower to show up every day and put the work in, give it 100%, you can't not improve because you've got so many people with so many different various skill sets. You've got world-class strikers, amazing boxers, amazing kickers, guys who wrestle well, world-class jiu-jitsu, like whatever the hole in your game is, you will have the best of training partners to fill it with and amazing knowledge from the coaches. I think, as you can see now, we're just like a hotbed of MMA fighters in Europe. We're fucking making noise on the scene, and it's only a matter of time before everything that we're doing is fully repaid and fucking recognised.
It was a vicious finish from Luke last night. If he doesn't get the call from Dana White now, I'm shocked. Forget the Contender Series. Forget that. Let's get him straight in there. There's no need for the Contender Series. Let's scrap that idea off. Let's get him straight in the UFC. Because that lad's a serious star in the making, I believe. And it's even yourself. I think you guys have got the personality. All you guys in that gym have all seem to got the personalities of stars. You aren't.
It's Scousers, lad.
And honestly, it must be the Scousers. It really must be. And so with your fighting style, I was doing a bit of research, and obviously you're a submission specialist. You've got 9 submissions on your record. Did you grow up doing jiu-jitsu, or is it just when you started training MMA, or was it just you start out doing just jiu-jitsu?
So the first thing I say is it's mad because I said to Luke, like obviously he was supposed to be on Contender Series, and what happened was out of his hands. He had no control over it. I said to Luke, lad, everything happens for a reason, bro. You go out, you knock out the next guy, lad. They might just straight sign you. And now he put up on a story that Dana White's just followed them. So hopefully that means he's going straight and he doesn't have to go through Contender Series. Because lad, he's 10-0. He's finishing every cunt in front of him. Fight Pass of the Year 2 times. He deserves it. But to touch on your next question with me, yeah, I started with jiu-jitsu. So. In the beginning, I had no aspiration of being an MMA fighter. I had no aspiration of even competing. I just wanted to learn jiu-jitsu. And before I know it, lad, I'm competing and I've got the bug and I'm winning. And it just snowballed from there. I seen opportunities to make money doing MMA. So then I transitioned to MMA. And before you know it, lad, I'm fucking 11-1 and fighting in Octagon, lad. It's a mad journey I'm on, lad. And I wake up grateful every day to be still pursuing it, lad.
I've seen you throwing a few jabs online at Cuba Bannock. He's called you out, and it seems like he's now potentially going back on that call out. Is that the fight that you want next?
Lad, I just want someone who's going to accept and sell the shit with me, lad. I'm fed up of fighting these cunts who don't want to come to the press conference or don't want to talk. They want to look at the ground. They want to let their actions speak for them, and then I maul them in the first round, and then it looks like I've just bullied someone. Like, me and Bannock were supposed to fight on my debut, so we do have unfinished business. He does still entertain me a little bit, and the guys who I really want to fight, your champions and your caters and whoever, they're all tied up in the Game Changer, lad. So in the meantime, lad, let's get busy then, innit?
And how are you enjoying life at Octagon? Because obviously, say like for example, Luke and Cage Warriors, it's predominantly a UK based promotion, whereas Octagon's a little different. They do a lot of shows in Germany, they do a lot of shows in like the Czech Republic. Do you enjoy that sort of aspect of being in Octagon? Because it means you get to travel a bit more and see different parts of the world.
I'm just enjoying the journey I'm on, lad. I feel like my career's always been fighting in different countries abroad and never really getting to fight at home, and I'm still kind of on that wave because I've still never fought in Liverpool, even though I've fought in Manchester and I've fought in London once. it's still not the same. Or I fought in Bolton. It's still not the same, lad. I need to get a fight in Liverpool, don't I? But for the time being, I'm happy to be fighting in Czech and Slovakia. If I can get a show out in Germany, I'm happy, lad. They're still sold out 20,000 plus seat stadiums, and whether they boo me or they cheer for me, the atmosphere is still great in there. And as long as I'm fighting guys who are boosting me up in the rankings of Fight Matrix every time I win and Tapology, and then I'm on the path going to where I need to go in it. So I don't
Well,
look too deep into it.
I think you must be doing something right because you seem to be everywhere at the moment. I see you on first of all, I saw you have a word podcast, and then I scroll on my TikTok and I'll see like I said a random TikTok's got about a million views. I'm like, that's Shem. I'm like, you see, I see you all over the place. I'm not sure what it is about you, but the people seem to love you.
I don't know what it is, lad. I'm just enjoying the journey and just being myself, brother. What can I say?
And for those who don't know your backstory too much, you can make a story, you can make a movie about your life. Obviously, you were in Asia, you were committed to a crime that you did not you quit for, you did not commit, and kind of talk me through that whole experience. So, like, did you go? Was it Asia you went to?
Yeah. So I started martial arts in Asia. That was my first kind of port of call. Obviously, like I was convicted of a crime that I didn't commit. Well, wasn't convicted. I was arrested for a crime I didn't commit. I ended up getting a not guilty after 6 months on remand. But before that, I spent about 8 years in Asia, and that's where I kind of learnt my craft, had my first few fights, and then now I've come back to next gen, and next gen have just perfected it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's crazy because the amount of fights that I had in Asia, I think I've had more fights for next gen now. So
Oh,
even
wow,
though I spent
yeah.
more time there, I've had more fights here. I feel like I've progressed the most here as well, if that makes sense. Even though obviously I started from nothing there and I got really good really quick. I feel like the jumps in level I've made here have been different.
Well, there's no place like home is. I think you train if you train in Liverpool where you're from, you're gonna. I think in that environment, that's where you'll thrive. You're being around people like yourself, other fellow scouts, and that they said we spoke about how good that gym is. So I think that environment's just the perfect spot for you to be in, especially at this stage in your career.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
so, what is the goal for you? Is that do you want to be in the UFC eventually as a UFC champion, or is it for you? Is it simply about just make as much money as possible?
Um, the money sounds good, but I'm just I'm just here, lad. I'm just taking the best opportunities that come to me, and I'm just trying to win every fight that's in front of me. I'm trying to fight the biggest names I can possibly fight. I'm trying to do that shit that gets me out of bed in the morning. Like I'm trying to top the last thing I've just done every time. I'm trying to do unprecedented things. I'm trying to experience new experiences. I don't want to do the same thing twice. I don't want to ever go out there and feel like stagnant or stale. I'm excited every time I get in there. I'm excited every camp to fight this new style or this better caliber of opponents or a bigger stadium. As long as I'm keep chasing these, then I'm happy, lad.
And
Obviously, go on.
I was gonna say, like, I've spoken to a vast amount of fighters now, and I always ask this question. I think I get a different sort of answer every time. When it comes, are you one of these people who's just obsessed with MMA and that's all you think about, or do you have like hobbies outside of MMA? You're a football fan, you're a Liverpool fan, Evertonian. I'm not too sure. I don't want to get like, I don't want to cause anything there. Like, but I'll ask the question.
So the day I found martial arts was the day I stopped watching football. I've got no interest in anything else other than mixed martial arts. Don't get me wrong, I still love all forms of combat, so I still watch boxing individually, I still watch jiu-jitsu individually, I still watch wrestling and Muay Thai individually, but my sole focus is MMA. I'm constantly watching fights all day, every day. I'm on Fight Pass. I'm watching shows in fucking the back arse of nowhere, watching two Polish guys go at it with no English comms on. Like I'm watching anything and everything, and I just feel like I wish I found it sooner, but I never. So I'm giving it me all way I can.
And do you have like a particular favorite fighter to watch?
Oh, fucking hell, lad.
You can do like
You
a
talking
3 or 5. You can take a top 5 if you want. I think top 3.
old school or new school?
Yeah, do a mix if you like. Give me one of each. Give me a new school and give me an old school.
I like the old school, Hicks and Gracie, the stories that come with the videos, the old fucking Valley Tudo style. The rules were still being ironed out. No one really knows what's happening. I like that time era that it was completely different. Who else would I put up there that I like to watch? Let's say if I was to go new school, bit of a biased one, but I'd say Paddy.
Yeah.
Who else new school? Aspinall. Um, Lopez now he's coming in and having good little scraps. Back old school, then I go like Fedor, GSP. I could sit here all day and speak to you about fighting, lad.
And we'll do a little bit of take a blind rank. If you see these blind ranks where you get 5 names, put them in order.
Go on, go
Right,
on.
well, these are all going to be like MMA grapplers. So we'll start with Damian Maia.
Damian Maia, oh fuck me, lad. And what am I judging him on? His MMA skills or his grappling ability?
We'll go off grappling ability.
Okay, Damian Maia's number one.
Yeah. Right, next got Islam Makhachev.
Islam Makhachev is. I'm gonna go number three because I think you're gonna say someone else.
We got Charles Oliveira.
Straight grappling. Charles Oliveira's got to go four because Islam submitted them.
Next we got GSP.
Oh. GSP's going five.
And I think you've done very well here because this last guy for me, he's one of the most. He doesn't get enough credit as being one of the best jiu-jitsu artists this sport has seen. Fabricio Verdum.
Okay, yeah, Fabricio too, UFC champ, submitted
Fedor.
fucking
Yeah.
Kane. Yeah, Fedor. Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I think you've done quite well there. To be fair, I think. And
I
my
thought you
final
were going to
question.
say Khabib.
No, well, I was more in between the two. But I thought Khabib's not really. He's retired. I'll talk about Islam. He's the new blood.
So is Fabricio though.
Oh well, yeah. Wait, isn't he fighting like bare knuckle now or something? I think
Is he?
Fabricio. I swear I saw him fighting like I say he fought Junior again. I think in some bare knuckle, but random organization. You probably shouldn't be
Needs to
fighting
call it
anymore.
a day,
But
lad. Yeah,
get your money, mate. Get your money while you can.
yeah, true.
And so my final question is: obviously, you've gone through a lot of adversity in your life. What advice would you give to the younger generation? Maybe someone who's going down a bad path. What advice would you give to them?
Bro, you gotta. It's a hard thing to do because everyone's their own character and not everyone's as mentally strong and resilient as each other. But lad, you gotta take that trauma as fuel. Like you can let it break you or you can let it make you, bro. And everyone goes through bad shit in life. You know, some people it might be the death of a family member or a close friend. Some people might have got abused growing up. Some people might be in with the wrong crowd or might have drug addicted parents, or they might be going through some alcohol addiction themselves, or whatever it may be. But the only thing I can say, lad, is you got to use that trauma not as an excuse, but to be a fuck up or as an excuse to be a failure. But you got to use that to be like, no, my dad was an alcoholic. I'll never be an alcoholic. Or, you know, life's hard. I had a hard upbringing. I had no money growing up. My parents weren't really there for me. No one loved me. I can cry about it, or I can use it to go out there and go and pursue what I want to pursue. I think the worst thing you can have being from a poor family or the ghetto or it's you don't really have that many opportunities. So the worst thing you can have is no hobbies and just be idle every day. Because before you know it, lad, you're sitting in watching telly, you're smoking weed. When you do go out, you're out with the wrong crowd. I think everyone needs something to pursue in this life. And I think what you should be pursuing is not what makes you money, but what you enjoy doing. Because in this day and age, you can monetize anything. If you love it that much and you pursue it that much, you'll figure out a way to monetize it. Just put your life into it, no matter what it is, whether it's playing computer games, whether it's fucking growing plants, whether it's fucking building computers, whether it's sports, martial arts. Obviously, everyone's got their own little thing what they like to do, and it's sad a lot of people never find it. I know loads of people that still don't know what they like to do or what they're good at, and they're 40 years of age. So if you are fortunate enough to find it, don't sit on your ass wasting no time. Go out and go and pursue it.
I love that answer, mate. I think the way you kind of describe it is kind of how I was about 6 months ago. I was like, I don't know what the hell I wanted to do, and then I've kind of found myself doing this sort of like MMA journalism. And I found my niche now, and this is what I kind of want to pursue. So that answer's spot on, mate. And I really do love that answer. And I think that this is why the fans love you. It's always 100% real with you. There's no like, pardon my friendship. There's no bullshit. It's always real, and that's why the fans love you, mate. And I really appreciate that answer.
My brother.
Well, I want to thank you for your time, Shem. Don't want to keep you all day, and hopefully we get that Cuba fight soon. And we just get any fight. We want to see you back in the cage soon.
Nice one, lad.
I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day, mate.
Damn, lad.